Okay, we are back. We are back. 100 Simple Life Truths. I am your host. You are abundant. You are great. You are joyful. You are loved. You are learning. You are spectacular. You are you. You are love. Right? I think I said love twice, but I love it. So why don't you? It is September 25th. It is 10:21. It's 10:21 a.m. And I'm here. This episode 69. Can y'all imagine that episode 69? Up to 69 episodes. I've sat down and did 69 of these episodes. That's crazy. Wait until I get to 100. I'm less than. I want to drop 70 today or very soon, right? So I'm about to be 30 episodes away. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Um, but I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm abundant. You are abundant. Life is good, man. Life is good. Still in monk mode. Still grinding out. Still trying to do everything I need to do. Still trying to get to this money, man. Trying to get to this money. Hopefully everybody's watching, loving, learning, living. Uh yeah, let's get into it. Let's get it. I don't really have no updates on life right now. I do need to go get a haircut later today. Shout out to my Rams for beating the 49ers, one of our biggest rivals. Uh yeah, yeah, life is good, man. And I got high hopes and high dreams for my future, but living in the present and being present right now is just as good as everything that I want in the future, man. I worked out this morning, just came from the gym, went grocery shopping. I got some food to cook tonight, and life is good. Life is good. I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Uh, Episode 69. It says the storm is in your mind, not in your life. Which, yeah, you can have these thoughts where like everything is crumbling, you're not doing good in life, but that's all in the mind. Everything is mind over matter. You gotta you gotta be able to you gotta be able to control your mind, control what your mind thinks so that you think more positive. And as you think more positive, you as the man thinketh, so it shall become. Right? You think you think positive, you think nothing but great thoughts about yourself, your life, the people around you, and nothing but great things will come. Right? There's a Bible verse about that. I gotta remember it. I gotta remember it. And I think I've decided on kind of like a small, not a small mini series, but it's gonna be like a series or something I might start adding into these episodes. But I'm almost done with these episodes, so I'm trying to figure out. I know what I want to do next. I know exactly what I want to do next. I just gotta start and do it. So the storm is in your mind, not in your life. We have the ever so humbling ability to see life one brief moment at a time. Sure, we can see patterns and try our best to determine what may happen next, but there's no guaranteeing that we're right. Correct. Everything that you want in your future is no guarantee it will come, right? So we have the humbling ability to live life one moment at a time. Like this right now is a moment in time, and we're living it. What's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, we do not know. So live it. It only takes a moment to end our ability to have any more moments. 9 months to make it, a split second to take it. Correct. Sometimes that's correct. Sometimes we have so many options in the present we don't know which way to go. Options are options can be a good thing or a bad thing. All depends on, for one, the options and how good you are at making decisions, and time frame too, because you don't want to rush into too many options. But there's nuances to everything. He says we're scared we'll make the wrong decision, so instead we stay put. Where we are may not be the best place for us, but it sure is familiar, and familiar is comfortable. And who doesn't enjoy comfort? I don't enjoy comfort. I love being comfortable, but when I take into context, there's no comfort in your growth zone, and there's no growth in your comfort zone. When I feel comfortable, when I feel good, I know that I'm not growing. I know that life is not progressing, right? So, although I do like being comfortable, I don't like being too comfortable. I like a little challenge, so to speak, in my life, because that's what gives me the idea that life is getting better, right? Because once you get through that rough patch or that challenge, then the comfort that you have after that challenge is cool until the next challenge comes, right? He goes on to say, it's an amazing world out there, but a much larger, more inaccurate universe inside each and every one of us. The thought that comes from inside are what populates every syllabi in every word, on every page in every book in the world. Every building you see and structure design all came from a spark of thought that once upon a time. It's a brilliant and terrifying. It's brilliant and terrifying at the exact same time. I agree. I agree to think that all of this, everything that you see is just, it's a thought, was a brief thought in someone's mind at a time, right? And in order for it to come to fruition, that person had to go through it. They had trials and tribulations while making what they had to make. You think everything just came on the first try? No. The look at we could look at cell phones. Let's look at cell phones, right? The first cell phone was big. It was like a brick, right? And nobody really wanted it because, for one, it was way more expensive than what phones are today, and had less options, right? Because we didn't have the knowledge. The world as a whole didn't have the knowledge of like Wi-Fi and all of this other stuff and the internet, and putting it on phones, on mobile devices. So there's trials and tribulations. There is trying to think of the word. I'm trying to think of the word of what it is, but I'll come back to that. He goes on to say, we have the ability to build and destroy our minds. We can take the smallest worry and amplify it into a colossal set of potential problems, which in turn paralyzes us with fear. On the other hand, we can tell ourselves that even though we're in pain, we need to push harder to achieve what we've set out to accomplish. Mental strength is what makes people extraordinary. Yes, because we all go through things, right? And life is not about what you go through, it's about how you react to it. It's about having the mental fortitude or the mental prowess to be able to push through and understand that even though this moment might be bad, the next one might be great. Even though this moment might be bad, the next one might be great. And you have to sometimes, well, obviously, you have to think your way out of situations, because you have to think your way. I say you have to think your way out of situations, because once you're in a situation, you have to come up with an idea or a plan to get out of that situation. And that goes for every situation. Even if you feel like it's a good situation, even if you feel like you're in a good situation, you still have to think about how to advance onto the next great thing. It's inside, not outside, where we determine if we're happy, sad, lonely, overwhelmed, successful, ashamed, proud, etc. Our life circumstances are simply the things our mind reacts to in order to make these decisions. Life will never be what happens to you, but rather how you deal with the things that are happening. Life is not about the things that are happening to you, but about how you deal with the things that are happening to you. So react positively, take the negativity and turn it into a positive. It's easier said than done, trust me, I know. But it's something that you work at, and you want to have a better life. It's something that you have to work at. You're not going to just wake up and just automatically be just this awesome positive person that all life challenges have no bearing on your life, right? Of course, the challenges are gonna challenge you. That's why it's called a challenge. And it's gonna have a bearing on your life. But how you think about it, how you get past it, is what makes it important. What makes it important. Also, damn, I lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. The mind is a powerful thing, and it's not a walk in the park to work with it. Like, Every muscle or skill, it requires training and practice. That's what I was gonna say. Practice. Real and solid results will only appear over time. No easy quick fixes. Sorry. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that nothing comes overnight, right? It requires training and it requires consistency. Consistency. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. So of course you're not going to wake up on day one and just automatically have this habit, right? And you're the first time you try to go through it, you got to give yourself grace that you may not make 21 the 21 days the first time. You might make it up to like day 8 and be like and fall back into a negative thought, right? And then the negative thought might really affect you. And then after those 8 days, now you have to like take some time, reevaluate, come up with a better plan, and then hit it again, right? And then even after the reevaluation, the restructuring of your plan, you still not make the 21 days on the second trial. It may take you 3-4 attempts at the 21 days to actually make the 21 days, and then proceed to go forward after the 21 days where it's already a habit now, and you already rewired your brain into having more positive thoughts before negative thoughts, because negative thoughts will come, right? But it's if you have the positive thoughts before the negative thoughts, you can somewhat control the negative better than if you had the negative thoughts before the positive thoughts, right? He goes on to say our brains don't sleep, they work even while our bodies are at rest. We can spend our lives building connections inside that will help us navigate life on the outside. That can be done through reading, writing, dancing, traveling, meditating, and other activities that stimulate the mind. For me, it's definitely 100% travel. I am a traveler. I love to travel, and I always knew that. I always knew that, but I think I rediscovered that this year. And this year, when I like started traveling a little more, and that's part of this project that I want to do. I want to create a as part of a project that I want to do, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. That's part of this project that I want to do. I love it. I love it. Um, Taking a trip into the mind of others is also an amazing exploratory adventure. I recommend finding people you understand the least and picking their brains to expand yours. These are the types we tend to avoid the most. Correct. People that you don't really align with, people that don't have the same ideas as you, people that don't agree with you, or people that you just don't understand as a whole, we tend to avoid them because it's not, we feel like it's not conducive. But me, I've always felt like I don't really want to be around people that are just gonna agree with me, not necessarily yes men, or I'm not their yes men, but we don't have any disagreements, or we just agree on everything, right? Because then we become an echo chamber and we can't grow. We become uh, nearsighted and we only get to live. We're not challenged by each other's thoughts, right? Like I can be complete friends with someone that's voting the complete opposite political party of me, right? And they're the way they're voting is because of the way they grew up, the things that they've seen in the world, the things that they've experienced. Same thing with me. The things that I've experienced lead me to vote a certain way versus a different way. And once we understand that, okay, you're voting that way, I'm voting this way, let's come together and not necessarily change each other's mind, because I'm not here to change anybody's mind, but let's understand each other and see it from the different lens, right? Because I'm always open to not necessarily being wrong within political party, because you can be wrong, but I don't want to use wrong in that context. But I'm always open to new information, learning new things, and the best way to learn is through other people's experiences, right? And that's where reading books, that's someone else's experience. Everything that you learn is basically through most things that you set out to learn is through other people's experiences. But when you learn through your own experiences, that it can affect you a little more. So you want to be prepared, right? Because there's preparation. Success is when opportunity meets preparation, right? Preparation and opportunity is when success happens, right? So you have to read the books or pick people's brains and see what they've been through, so that when it's your turn to go through it, you're more equipped to deal with it positively than negatively, and you won't have the same like losses as the next person, or you've read the book, the person has whatever situation they've gone through, you'll be able to avoid it, so to speak, right? The last part of this is he says, I hope that made sense. I feel like the way I explained it probably didn't make as much sense as it does. Trust me, it makes sense. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. He goes on to say the last little part is, our minds is our only refuge from the rest of the world. Don't be afraid to spend some quality time with yourself. You may grow to enjoy your own company. Yes, enjoying your own company is imperative. Me, I enjoy my solitude. I enjoy with a passion my solitude. Like being alone, traveling alone, everything is just, I love it. And that's not to say I don't like being around people, or that's not to say I'm an introvert, extrovert, whatever the case you guys want to call it. That's to say that I'm content with who I am. And anybody that comes into my life will be adding to it. You know what I mean? They can't they are, whether someone is in my life or something's in my life or whatever the case may be, I'm not affected by it because I am 100% perfect with myself. I love myself. I love the way I think. I love the way I do things. I love my mannerisms. I love me, right? So anything that I do by myself, you got to be comfortable with yourself. You are your best friend. You're the only person that you'll always be around, right? And it's not like self-centered or cocky, because a lot of people, when they're around me, I'm like a very humble person, like very, very humble, even though I have reasons to be like cocky, and I can display myself as cocky when I want to, but overall I'm just a very humble, chill person, right? And that comes from knowing who I am, knowing my worth, learning myself, and being on a journey of learning myself, and get into it, and just straight get into it. Hope that makes sense to y'all. Hope y'all love yourselves as much as I love myself. I hope y'all, and it's not a selfish thing, of course. And I hope y'all are comfortable being alone and understanding that your mind, you have to take control over your mind. Don't let your mind control you. Control your mind, because, like he said in the thing, life is 90% how you react to the 10% of things that happen to you. So react positively, react in good faith, and live and enjoy. That's it. I guess I could read the quote. I really wasn't expecting. I literally looked over and was like, it says, your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.